Am I the a-hole for being so happy my mom left her husband and chose me over him and his daughter? My mom has custody of me 16 female, but she's not my biological or even my legal mom. She's technically my ex-stepmom who I met when I was 6. She was married to my dad for 3 years and had my brother, 7, with him. My biological parents were both shifty. They fought over me a lot. My dad did a great job of acting like he cared about me and fought for me instead of using me to fight with the other co-creator of me. But as my mom learned, they were both equally bad for that. The only difference is she, physically abused me too. She tried to alienate me from mom and was really bitter about me liking my mom. Her abusing me wasn't just a once-off, but there were always things that happened. While my mom was married to my dad, it was the worst, and my bio lost custody of me while mom and dad were still married. But when she realized he didn't care, she left him, and he offered to sign me over if she'd accept getting no child support from me or my brother. Mom agreed to keep me safe, and she's been my mom ever since. Mom tried to legally adopt me a few times, but Bio refused to sign away her rights, and the courts let her keep them even though she has no custody of me. The fact I wanted to be adopted didn't matter either. But Mom said it was okay. We could do an adult adoption when I'm older if I really wanna, but I'm still her little girl. Mom met her husband 4 years ago. He was divorced 2 times already. He has full custody of his 14-year-old daughter, and he shares custody of his 11-year-old daughter and 9 and 8-year-old sons. My brother immediately got super close to mom's husband, and they had a close bond, so I sorta hid how shifty things were. But her husband's 14-year-old daughter bullied me. She knew I wasn't mom's bio kid or legal kid, and she would taunt me about it. She wanted mom for herself because her ex-stepmom didn't want anything to do with her, and neither did her mom. My mom treated her well, and they had built up a relationship, and it did hurt my feelings because she was so awful about it. But I kept the bullying from mom because I knew she'd leave to protect me, and I didn't want to take away my brother's chance to have both parents. But once my brother realized what was going on, he was different toward mom's husband's daughter, which made mom start asking questions, and I tried to hide it. Until the end of last year when my mom heard her husband's daughter taunting me about not being mom's real kid and saying how she'd be the new daughter and I'd be sent away because I wasn't needed anymore. She said she could win my brother over and replace me as his sister too, and I'd have nobody. She said I could go back to my real mom so she could beat me more. That stuff was said a lot when the adults couldn't hear. Mom and her husband sat her down and talked to her, but she was spewing a lot of shit when she realized mom didn't buy that I was bullying her. When she said I was the kid nobody would ever want, and she was so much better, and she could prove it by being a better sister. My mom told her husband they had to live apart until he could fix her behavior. She started crying, which made him try to defend her. He said I was older and could handle, but she couldn't lose another mom. While mom said she had to stand by me and do right by me as the only parent I had. He wanted things to stay the same. His daughter wanted me gone, and mom, my brother and I moved out. Mom and him have talked in therapy a few times since, but she keeps me and my brother away from it, even if it upsets my brother not to see her husband. But she doesn't want him around his daughter, who is always there, because she wants my mom to come back and be her mom. I saw her at school last week when she came to the building I have classes in. We have 2 at my school. She wasn't supposed to be there, but she wanted to fight me and got loud enough that teachers made her leave. But she hadn't realized mom filed for divorce, and she was saying how unfair it was that mom chose me, and I told her I was glad, and I couldn't wait until it was all over, and how mom chose me just like I knew she would. It upset her a lot. Then her dad was on the phone to mom a lot over the last few days, saying I shouldn't be so happy about it, and his daughter is younger, and I should be more understanding. Mom stood up for me, and I was glad. He wanted mom to visit his daughter and talk to her at least once before it was all officially over, but mom said no. She said she was standing by me. I was glad, but it made me wonder if maybe I'm a bad person because I am 2 years older, and she was already rejected 2 times before. Am I the a-hole?